stuff. In fact, our prayers should be moved by God's promises, God's words, more than my preferences. Our prayers should be centered around what God promised or has already committed to have happen, not just what I want. Remember, it's not about moving God towards me. It's about me moving my life closer and closer to God. That's ultimately what produces the powerful and wonderful results. One of those passages that helps illustrate this is in 2 Peter. It says that by God's divine power, God has given us everything we need for a godly life. It doesn't say He will, it says that He has already given us everything that we need. That's a promise. And we have received all of this by what? Coming to know Him, the one who called us to Himself by means of His marvelous glory and excellence. God's number one desire is that we grow in knowing Him more and more. That's another promise, is that we can know God personally in our life. Because of His glory and excellence, He has already given us great and precious promises. And it's these promises that enable you and I to share in His divine nature and escape the world's corruption caused by human desires. It's these promises that produce wonderful and powerful results in our life. And so the Bible is full of promises that we can be a part of God's family, the hope of eternity in heaven, that we can be forgiven of our sin and made right before God, that we are heirs. If you want to research more promises of God and you're like, man, I would love to know where those are at, you can Google it. Thanks to our smartphones, it makes it really easy. And you'll see several websites that'll list them all out. I would encourage you to do that. This is why people pray through the scriptures or through the Bible. They'll take a Bible passage like I have just read, and they will say, God, we know that you have already given us everything we need. And we have received all of this, and we want to receive this as we come to know you more and more and more. And that's a powerful way to pray. And it produces wonderful results in our life. It moves us closer to God as we move towards His promises.